Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick.
And my name is Chris. And Nick, what do we got in store today?
Today, Chris, we are taking a cheeky look at the Graph. This is the new project that's recently been listed on Coinbase and Binance. And it's very interesting. So, guys, we're going to take a bit of a dive into there and let you know what our thoughts and opinions are on this. As always, if you find it useful and informative, do go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really appreciates it. And if you're new to the channel, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, Chris, with all that said, shall we jump on over to the desktop and take a look at the Graph and what it's all about?
Yeah, let's do it.
Fantastic. Right, here we are, right? So the Graph, what is the Graph? So the Graph basically is a decentralized blockchain indexer. What it's doing is it's basically querying data on the Ethereum blockchain. That's obviously the current situation. It's looking, however, that it's most likely going to expand to other blockchains in the future as well. So that's absolutely fantastic. So it uses a GraphQL, which is an established language for basically asking computers things, right? So it's a fantastic way to basically do queries. And the only exception to that is that the data has to be organized as a graph. Now, if that doesn't make a lot of sense to you, just think of it as the basically the Google of blockchain, right? So basically it is querying a blockchain in the same way that you could query Google. When you ask Google a question, you can just ask GraphQL a question, and as long as the data is organized in a way that GraphQL can read it, then you get an answer back. So absolutely fantastic. Right, so this could potentially be one of the biggest launches ever in the history of crypto. Not my words, Chris, is that your words as well? I don't think so. So, this is what some people are saying. It could be the biggest launch in history of crypto. Now, I get that. It could be. I'm a bit on the fence at the moment, though, Chris, I have to say. Not on the project, but on it being the biggest launch. So immediately this has been listed on Coinbase Pro, and then shortly after it was listed on Binance and Coinbase, right? So it pretty much got instant traction straight away. So GRT is probably one of the biggest launches ever in crypto history, at least according to the person who wrote this article. So why is it such a big deal? Well, this is the ecosystem of Graph, right? It is pretty big. So there's lots of projects obviously running on Ethereum, and you can gather data from pretty much a whole host of those, right? So it's incredibly powerful. So Graph isn't new, and it wasn't just born yesterday, right? As this guy is talking about, it's already existed, and it's existed for quite some time, and it's been doing queries, ever since, right? However, it's recently launched a token because it's become decentralized. So it's been providing services to Uniswap, CoinGecko, Synthetix, and Decentraland in the past. However, they've kind of taken a strategic view here, that they can see that the Web3 is rising, right? So the decentralization of Web3 is rising, and as such, it's important, that businesses and business models change and adapt with that. And the Graph were no exception, right? So now they have basically made the Graph decentralized. So that means that now it's fully decentralized. You have a token that you can get into, and obviously everything that goes with that in terms of governance and whatnot, right? So absolutely fantastic. They've kind of created a way forward considering Web3. So this means that everyone and anyone can index, create, and delegate and consume data by querying a subgraph, right? Don't worry if that doesn't make a lot of sense. Subgraphs are just very important to the Graph project. So let's talk about what the differences are here between something like the Graph and Google, right? So Google basically has been running for quite some time. It has 3.5 billion daily queries, whereas currently the Graph has 400 million daily queries. Now that is not a small amount considering it's only querying Ethereum at the moment, and we know how small blockchains, the whole entire blockchain space is at the moment compared to Google, right? That is still a huge number of queries happening just for the Ethereum network. So that equates to basically 1 billion every single month, right? So absolutely massive. And you could see, if more people and more blockchains adoption stuff happens, you could see, they're going to get close to the 3.5, that Google currently has. Really interesting stuff.
Yeah, and Nick, I was going to add, month on month, it's growing at a very, very quick pace, 50% month on month.
Yeah, it is. It's
Crazy.
absolutely huge, isn't it? So the circulating supply, right? So currently, right now, there's 1.2 billion GRT. Chris, I believe you've got quite a stash of that.
Yeah, I got quite a stash, yes.
You did. So the circulating supply total, right, as far as we know it today, will be 10 billion tokens, right? So that's going to be released in 5 to 10 years. And in the next 6 months, we can consider that it'll be double the circulating supply that it is today. So, you have this fantastic movement right now with 1.2 billion in circulating supply. We're going to see another 1.2 in 6 months. So we would expect a little bit of turbulence with that pricing within that period. It's currently ranked 42 or 42nd, by market cap, and again that will adapt and change based on the circulating supply. So let's take a look at the tokenomics. So there's basically several different things, right? There's indexes, they operate a node, and I won't go into the details of that, but basically running a node is you have to stake your GRT on there, and you have to be a good actor. If you're a bad actor, you will lose GRT. If you're a good actor, you earn GRT, right? So it's pretty decent in that regard. There's then the creators, and again, they operate within there, and that world works on early is good, so you get more rewards at the early you are within staking in that kind of regard. So that's pretty decent approach to it. And obviously, if you're a bad actor, you will lose GRT. If you're good, then you will obviously earn more, which is fantastic. And you have the delegators, obviously, same concept, but this time you're just delegating your tokens to a pool, for example, and that's pretty decent as well. And then you have the consumers, right? So the consumers are people who will pay GRT to query subgraphs. Subgraphs are basically, I guess, your little queries that your node operators and your curators are doing. Okay, so basically, you'll pay GRT to query a subgraph. Consumers are likely to develop on projects themselves and then cover the query fees and applications a lot in the same way that you have with AWS and other cloud services. So people creating dApps, etc., will be used to the concept of paying GRT anyway. So that's pretty standard. Who's it backed by? It's backed by quite a few. It's these guys here, and Coinbase Ventures is on there. You have Compounded, and there's a whole host of others. So it's really, really good stuff that you see some big names on there as well. And yeah, ultimately, it's a really positive network, Chris. And this is the website, so you can go check this out, thegraph.com. Chris really liked it so much that he actually put his money where his mouth is, which is fantastic. I have a very small slice of the pie, very, very tiny, and that may extend, as things progress with the project. I found it's a bit too early for me myself to dive in here, but Chris was so impressed with everything, he got in a little bit earlier, which is also perfectly fine. So yeah, absolutely think this is amazing, guys, and definitely something to be worth checking out. Chris, what's your kind of thoughts on everything, and kind of takeaways, I guess, you want to leave with the guys?
Yeah, like I could see this one getting to $1 quite easily and quite quickly. I think they've got a good team, good use case, and I really think there's hype about this one. I even saw a tweet from David Schwartz that was almost instantly removed. But when you're hearing great things about a project and you read up, and it's a joyful read. Yeah, and the fact that the pace of growth, 50% month on month, for me is just fantastic. And it's an existing company that's now decentralized, so they're already sort of got big partnerships and stuff like that. So and it's growing so quick. So yeah, for me it was a no-brainer to get in on this one.
Absolutely. So guys, if you did find this useful and informative, do go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really does appreciate it, and as do I. And if you are new to the channel, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with that being said, we hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, take care.